Hi, welcome to another Revenue Hub video series. Following the success of our AI series in the summer, please do check it out if you haven't seen them yet, we decided it would be great to get our expert partners' views once more. In the spirit of this time of year, we've asked them to predict what 2026 might have in store for the hotel industry. Now, through these videos, we are not inundating you with please subscribe and please like requests. You guys know what to do. But we would be interested to hear your thoughts on the predictions. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your predictions? Anyway, hope you enjoy it. And thanks again to our expert partners for taking part. Let's see what their predictions are. Hey, welcome again. Great of you to join us, and thank you for being part of the 2026 Crystal Ball Predictions video series. How are things with you?
Everything is fine. Very happy to be here, Trevor.
Thank you very much. Busy time of year for you guys?
Absolutely. Every month is busy.
Well, good busy, I'm sure. Good busy, I'm sure. Well,
exactly.
Look, let's not keep you any longer because, as I say, I know you are busy. Let's crack on. We got 3 predictions from you. What is prediction number 1?
Okay, this is a lot of pressure, Trevor. I didn't tell you before, but that's fine.
Because even more pressure when I come back next year and ask you.
We're with you. Right. I have to be very careful. All right, let's see. And the good thing is that this is a prediction, so everything is valid, right?
Absolutely.
So, anyway.
You can't be wrong, you can't be right.
Exactly. But let's try to guess correctly. So the first prediction is not that much a prediction. It's the huge shift in the gatekeepers.
Uh-huh.
So Google is not the number one anymore, still number one, but it has for the first time in many years a real competitor, which is ChatGPT, right? So it's clear it's going to be a duel of titans, right? So we have ChatGPT and Gemini. I don't think the rest of the AI companies will do great. So
really? Okay. You think it'll come down to those two?
I think it's going to be, that's my guess, because it's a matter of deep pockets, right? So every new model, it costs a lot of money to train. So I think all the private equity money that is pouring in the industry will at some point stop. So I don't think there's space for 3, 4, 5 players, except in search, right? So my guess is it will be ChatGPT and Gemini, and the rest will survive, but it will be in niche segments, such as developers, such as, I don't know, people who like photos or editing, I don't know. So that's my guess. But for hotels, it could be a big, it might be a huge impact, because in the Google ecosystem, we all know the rules, right? Even though AIMO, everything is new, but we know that Google will eventually add paid placements, right?
Yeah, you
because
kind of
Google
know what's going to come down the track.
Yeah, exactly. Google has a lot to lose if they remove all the ads, because it's the main revenue generator, right? So they need to find a way to plug all these ads and hotel ads. So we don't know how and when, but we all agree, I think, that eventually the same ads will pop up in the AM, right? Actually, it's already happening, right? But they need to do it in full scale, right?
Yeah.
But the big question goes into the ChatGPT direction. So we don't know anything about the organic positioning in ChatGPT. There's a lot of wording, a lot of people saying these a new terms such as GEO or AIO, all these terms. To be honest, in my view, nobody knows. It's just experiments, try and error. And ChatGPT hasn't explained the structures, how to position yourself in the organic. And I think it was a couple of weeks ago, Sam Altman said that they were thinking about a paid marketplace, but it was going to be different than the traditional Google Ads.
Right.
But so he didn't clarify how and when, but he said already that
they're working towards something.
Some marketing for paid placements.
Okay.
And I think this is a big shift, because for hotels, first of all, they need to be very on top of the news of what's going on. So they cannot be, if they want to be the early adopters, which is the goal for every single hotel, right? They need to be on top of it and learn and read, spend a few hours every week just reading, because this is the only thing you can do today. Maybe working with marketing companies or agencies that have volume, that they can be beta testers at some point. Is something they have to do. And for the budget allocation for the next year, I would definitely keep some money for these new placements that don't exist today, but they will eventually exist. Because some hotels, they cannot open up new budget, let's say in April or May, when they need it. So I would say just keep or reserve some money or some, I don't know, pocket that they can, hey, we will need this at some point, right? So this is my advice for them.
So I mean, we know historically, and there's been you've written about it. There seems to be no, okay, I'm going to say no issue when they're paying out 15, 18, 20, 25% to OTAs for the booking, but you try and get them to spend anything on marketing, and it's a real challenge. So if we work on the basis that they had a small budget in comparison to what they should be using anyhow, I don't see them adding extra on top. This is just going to be cannibalizing out of what they originally had budgeted. And now they're going to be taking a risk with something they don't know. But I just, if you're now spreading the smaller budget that you had even thinner, it's like you kind of question, well, how effective is that going to be? I mean, it feels as if there needs to be more budget to test this.
That's the complexity that everything is being defined as we speak, right? So we don't know the rules because there are no rules. So, but we all know that there will be rules. So we have to be ready when the times come. And the first thing is just keeping some money, or at least just increase your existing placements, but thinking that you might reuse that money or drive it differently compared to what your plans were. I don't know. Every hotel chain is different. Some hotels are very rigid and some hotels are very flexible. But we don't know how it will work. The problem working with third-party companies is that it's difficult to pick one because everything. I mean, it's very easy to read in LinkedIn or in many of these media companies information that is highly biased, right? So there is a huge interest by these new companies, AI companies, to sell their services and take advantage of the hotels not knowing anything or knowing very little. So finding the right companies is tricky. So, but my advice to hotels is I think they need to learn by themselves, and that will help them find the right partners or define the next move. But if you don't do anything and just wait, you will probably be the last to learn and the last to adopt a new strategy. And you will lose a beautiful opportunity that your competition, and it will have a negative impact in you. So we don't know when and how, but we all know that things are going to happen in 2026. So my advice is just read weekly and reserve some money and try to do something, so your own experiments. That would be great. Otherwise, you will be the, I don't know, not early adopter, not even a fast follower. You maybe just want to be the last ones to jump in.
In the back somewhere.
Exactly. And we're not talking about competing between your own direct channel and the OTAs. We're talking about competing from hotel A to hotel B. We're talking about potentially losing some demand. So I don't think there's going to be a catastrophe. No, your clients will not find your hotel. I don't think that's going to happen at all, because your hotel is centrally located, nice reviews, a good value proposition. Because ChatGPT doesn't have any incentive not to offer a hotel that the customer is not looking. So it doesn't make sense. But if you know the rules, one of the first compared to your competition, you have a window of opportunity.
That makes sense.
And I think hotels should be ready for that.
Makes a lot of sense. Good advice. Okay, prediction number 2. What have you got for us there?
Okay, prediction number 2 is, and I've been testing this since we had this conversation with my friends, and all of them, and include myself, love to interact with any supplier, any retailer in a conversational way. So forget about ChatGPT. Let's say you will go to any, I don't know, Amazon, Booking,
Yep.
Costco, Walmart. I mean, you name it. I asked my friends, wouldn't you like to just tell Costco the things you want to buy at the grocery store? So I would buy eggs, milk, and they said, of course. I spend a lot of time just finding what I want, right? So it's clear that ChatGPT has changed the way the consumers behave. We like uh, talking or writing conversational.
Right.
We don't want to write as robots as hotel in
Mm-hmm.
Boston. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm going to Boston with my family and landing this day, and I'm looking for this thing in Boston to
Yep.
spend the day with my kids in a, I don't know, outdoor, whatever, right?
Yep.
So keywords from 5, 6 to 60,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
So because this is the thing that we want, which is the ultra long tail request. Because this is actually we're used to hotels in Boston, and I filter the results. No, I can say everything, so I get the exact match.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So so there's a clear change in the pattern of the, I mean, how consumers behave.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, if this is what users want, hotels need to understand that they need to adapt and start adding conversational interfaces to their
Okay.
direct chat.
Okay.
So they have a conversational interface, which is the contact center.
Yeah.
So you can call a hotel, you can talk.
Yeah.
That's totally normal. But many people don't want to talk.
No.
And especially if you are calling from overseas, which is might be very expensive.
Yeah.
But if you provide a way so your guests can speak to you or write to you, and you can reply the most accurate way about their concerns, about the booking. So implementing conversational interfaces in different channels such as chatbot or WhatsApp or even a phone call, but an AI voice automation. So I think there will be a shift from traditional travelers that are just going to a website and clicking around.
Mm-hmm.
And if they find an interface that they can talk to, or they can write very long prompts, as consumers, we want to interact in an easier way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how about you, but I rarely start something writing. I always speak to ChatGPT, like super long keywords, prompts,
Yep.
such as 100 words. And ChatGPT reads what I want. So if I could do this with a hotel chain, or again with a retail or Amazon, I think consumers will shift to these conversational interfaces because it's much more convenient, right, and precise.
Yep. I mean, I can see the progression of that, and I can see the value to the end user. Is the back end element, i.e., the technology, geared up? I mean, if I was to say, hey, look, I'm coming out on, in July, these are the dates I'm looking, this is when I'm coming out, this is what I'm looking to have. Is the back end technology and the booking engine and all of these elements able to pull that information and present it to me in a way where it will look at availability? Or is it still very much, sometimes I feel when I go onto some of these hotel websites, it's, although it looks a lot more modern, when you
Exactly, it is
interact
not.
with it, it feels a little outdated still.
Your point is very, very valid, because the challenge before wasn't the getting the information, but getting the prices or availability. The problem was understanding the user.
Mm-hmm.
Now the AI has solved this problem in just 18 to 24 months.
Yep.
So now you can even do a live conversation with an AI agent or assistant. They can understand you and identify the intent.
Yep.
And talk to any, I don't know, agent or MCP server behind.
Mm-hmm.
So this first problem is now gone thanks to AI.
Yep.
The other problem is nothing to do with AI, and there's an API problem. You're right.
Yeah.
And this is something that needs to be evolved. And you're right, it still might sound a little clunky, but it's getting better. And but if consumers are going that direction, I mean, you surprise
have to respond.
but forget about the website. You said that the consumer will go to your website, but maybe it just simply jumps into your WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Right? It finds your WhatsApp in Google or in ChatGPT. You say, oh, you can talk to this WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp him.
Yep.
Oh, why not? Right?
Exactly. We're all on
And you
that.
have a one-to-one communication. So my point is that in my view, again, the direct channel ecosystem will go from three pieces, which is the traditional website, the contact center, the phone number, and the app of the mobiles or those chains, to at least 4 or 5 pieces. And the new fourth piece will be like a AI agent. Will live in the web, or will live in the phone number, or in the WhatsApp, or in Instagram, or in Telegram, you name it. So there's like open all the doors and let the customer choose how to interact with you. But the younger generations, they don't want to read. They just want answers. So we need to get ready. And you're right, technology will, maybe it's not that ready, but it will evolve.
Yeah, it's going to have
and
to.
it does need to start playing around. So they cannot have a perfect product today, but to get a perfect product, they need to have an imperfect product today and evolve with the provider. But if they wait, some consumers might go to your website and leave, or just feel frustrated. In the hotel websites, there is a lot of information that consumers want to know and is not there.
Yeah.
And this is high bounce rate that many websites have. Sometimes we think that these people were not ready to book, but that's wrong. It's because they didn't find the right answer. Exactly. So because the websites are designed to sell, and consumers need answers, and it's like they need very precise answers. And websites might have 5 to 10% information only.
Or so if they do have it, it's so hard to find that you end up getting to like an OTA where it's nicely presented, nice and simple.
And but look, I mean, look, I don't know about you, but I sometimes go to a website and I click Control F and try to find the keyword. So I don't want to read, or go to Google and search for the hotel name and say, does this hotel have a gym and hours of the gym? Instead of going to do, but it's no brainer, Trevor. It doesn't make any sense that we behave that way. So we learn how to adapt. But this is changing. So offer the consumers a conversational interface and let him or her ask whatever he or she wants. That would be ideal. Might not be perfect, but it will become better.
And keep asking, did that answer your question? And are you ready to book?
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the beauty of this is, especially in WhatsApp, you have the contact, so you can follow up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. So it's from a customer relationship perspective, it's even better.
Yeah. Right. Conscious of your time. Prediction number 3. Okay. What have you got for us?
Well, this is the again, nothing new, but let's see how deep this agentic AI will, will be adopted by the consumer. So agentic AI is a new, it's like a new buzzword, right? Of this late 2025, but definitely 2026.
Yeah.
And it seems that it will be the future, right? Is that many people are taking that for granted, which is, consumers will never leave ChatGPT or Gemini. Which is, again, an opinion today, right? But the truth is that agentic AI is here to stay. It's not a buzzword that will disappear in 6 months.
No.
The question is not whether it will succeed or not, is how deep it will get, how consumers will adopt, until to what extent, and not only consumers but also the established companies. So making a reservation for a restaurant, which is a very long tail restaurant, restaurants don't have direct channel, by the way.
No.
And is nothing to do with making a reservation in Hilton, right? So Hilton, Booking, Marriott, Expedia, again, Amazon, Costco. So the established players who have a very, very direct market share above 70%, 75%,
Mhm.
they don't have a real incentive in pushing for this agentic AI,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They have actually, there's a huge conflict of interest between the new players, which is Gemini and ChatGPT,
Mhm.
and the ones that have the transaction already happening in their interfaces. So there is a huge dilemma if consumers will adopt it or suppliers will adopt it or not. So who is going to be first? I mean, a few weeks ago, Amazon sued Perplexity, right? Because the robot was interacting on behalf of a user, right?
Yeah.
And they said that was against the rules.
Mhm.
So it's clear a legal challenge on the way. But at the
Yeah.
same time, Gemini and ChatGPT are pushing hard for this agentic AI trend.
Yeah.
So nobody knows to what extent it will succeed or not, but we all know that agentic AI is here to stay. So my advice to hotels is hotels need to be ready for this.
Mhm.
So they need to work on adding the capabilities to let an AI assistant request or even make a booking
Mhm.
if that's what the consumer wants. Then that we don't know.
Sure.
But in case that happens, hotels cannot be surprised
Mhm.
because all the signals are going in that direction.
Yeah.
So they need to be ready. So my advice for hotels is there is a new word that is going to be the next buzzword, which is MCP server, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Starting
a
to read a
model
lot more
content
about that. Yeah.
protocol. Exactly. So MCP is the piece that connects the hotel to the AI assistant, the AI agents on top.
Mhm.
So start working on an MCP server to provide agentic capabilities
Right.
in case that trend is successful,
Yeah.
right? And consumers are just shifting from the OTAs to the agents. And
Yeah.
again, I am very skeptical. But the hotels cannot complain that they haven't been warned. So this is a potential scenario. And maybe the consumer doesn't make the reservation, but maybe he or she makes the selection and just leaves to decide for the final checkout process.
Mhm.
But still, you need agentic capabilities
Yeah.
to connect your direct channel to the AIs,
And
the LLMs.
and hypothetically, then, just quickly, and again, I know you've got a
Mhm.
couple of
That's
minutes,
fine.
and
All
then you
right.
need to go. So down the line, MCP is established, agentic AI is established. So every hotel goes out and ensures that it has set itself up to be accessible
Mhm.
through AI agents to work on behalf of a traveler. So I'm a traveler. I'm going out there. I'm using my agent. I give it some prompts as to what I want, and it is pulling information that is relevant to me. Have If all the hotels lean into that way of doing it, have I not moved away from OTAs now? And I'm just getting the information that is specific, and I don't have to go to Expedia, I don't have to go to Booking. As long as I trust that the price that I'm getting is
Mhm.
the best price, I'm being presented. I could say, present me a list of 10 hotels that fit this criteria on these dates in this location, and my agent will go out and do that for me and pull that all through, and it'll give me what I want. And then if I have to go and book direct because they haven't quite got that piece of the puzzle completed yet, fine. But I'm now no longer going to an OTA to try and get that list of 10 hotels. It's in
Oh,
front of me.
this is one possible scenario. OTAs are definitely threatened by this agentic AI.
Mm,
Let's see what happens. So this is a huge industry, travel industry.
yeah.
There's a lot of money. And I think it's more opportunity for the direct channel than a threat.
Hmm.
However, they've changed with a big market share direct, such as the big chains.
Yeah.
They will not like agentic AI at all. So it has to be, so I think a balance will need to be like, I mean, there's has to be a balance between the AIs and the providers with the transactions happening in their places, because they will not, okay, just make the transaction in ChatGPT, that's fine to me. No, they don't want that. So it has to be some agreement for the big guys to jump in. Otherwise,
Right.
they will not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But for the dependents on the small chains, there's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't think Agentic AI will get that far in 2026. But again, it's a matter of starting, understanding the concepts, understanding the pieces you need to build.
Yeah.
In my view, hotel industry is far behind in knowledge what's going on. The reason why is that all the battle has been happening in the upper funnel. The upper funnel is finding the hotel.
Yeah.
Hotels, the good hotels they will be found no matter where.
Yeah.
The problem is that the agentic AI goes down the funnel, and if you're not ready, and consumer wants to book in ChatGPT, that again, I don't think that will happen, at least in the short term.
Yeah.
But if that happens, you need to be ready, because
Yeah.
you might be in risk of losing a client that wants to book it. You maybe book a different hotel or your hotel through Expedia.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
So
either
again,
you lose the
need
whole
to be
booking or
ready.
you lose 20% or 25% of your booking.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you need to be ready if that scenario. Again, it's not going to be a white or black. It's going to be a
Yeah.
huge different race in the middle. You might never use Agentic AI, but maybe my daughter, who is 15,
Yeah.
only books in Agentic AI because for
Yeah.
her that's normal.
Yeah.
We don't know. So we just, as hotels, my advice is you need to open all the channels you can think of, which is again web, contact center, app, AI agents, your own MCP server to connect to the AIs.
Yeah.
And let the consumer decide, right?
Yeah, but at least have the option if they wanted to go that route, rather than just
Exactly, because
cutting
if you
yourself
stick
off.
with the three pieces and pretend that this AI shift or the shift in the gatekeepers hasn't happened, you might have outcomes that you won't like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
maybe nothing happens.
Yeah.
This is the thing, that maybe there's a huge shift in the channels, or maybe nothing happens.
Yeah.
But hotels need to be ready, and
Yeah.
this is how at least we are working with them to prepare them in case things happen, and things will happen for sure. What we don't know is to what again, the depth or to what
Yeah.
extent, how many consumers will move from one place to another place. But everything is being rewritten, Trevor. And look to yourself, and I look to myself how I interact with the internet, and I behave completely different than a couple of years ago.
Right.
My behavior has completely changed.
Interesting.
So as hotels, we cannot pretend that nothing will happen when our customer base shifted the way they behave.
I think that's the thing in terms of just wrapping up. I think that's the thing that has come out of 2025 is how the guest behavior is changing.
Exactly.
Both what they expect when they're on property and what they are doing to get to that point. And that is the one certainty, is that isn't going to change. It's
So industry needs to be ready. That's my whole point.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Well, look,
right.
As always, thank you so much. Great of you to join us and
spend some time to share this. Let's see in 1 year.
We'll come back and see where we are. Yeah, absolutely.
I will get next time. All right.
You take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you found the predictions discussion interesting. If you'd like to see any of our videos from our Summer AI series, here is a link to that playlist. And if you've missed any of the other prediction videos, here is a link to that playlist. And finally, can I genuinely just thank you all for watching or listening to our content? It really is appreciated, and we look forward to bringing you more in 2026. Thanks so much. Take care.